Welcome back to the podcast, you guys. It's been a while, and I feel weird now being with somebody because I always do it by myself, and before I felt weird doing it alone. So, but this is my guest. This is Yvonne, aka Regina. I should have fucking been looking at my notes while doing this, aka one of my besties. What do you like? Baking, hookah, UCLA graduate. She could probably outswim everybody who's watching this. What other fun facts about you?
I like drag.
Okay, so we haven't drank yet. I'm a little bit high. I had to smoke before this so that we could do the hookah on the episode. If you guys hear the bubbly sounds and you're only listening to the audio, it's the hookah. We also put too much water in it, but I guess it's a good thing because
Okay, well, you don't have to say that because I
oh,
prepared it. So,
sorry, but I don't know how to prepare it at all anyways. So, cheers. Okay, this episode I wanted to talk about friendship. I'm trying to get into different topics and not just talk about fucking all the time, even though we're still going to talk about that a lot. I feel like you're a little quiet today. Is it because we're sober?
no, it's just because you're doing the intro. So,
We're past that point now.
okay, well, thank
So
you for having me back. I'm so excited. It's been a while.
it's literally been a long time. We've recorded episodes, but I never put them out. I recorded not anything crazy last year, but I think most of the content that I recorded last year, I just like trashed it.
Yeah, which sucks. Some of them were like I thought were good.
I think they are good. And okay, number one, let me get into this. I feel like this year also, anytime I'm recording with anybody, I'm gonna make it a thing to like let them know that whether they're comfortable or not, I'm gonna post it afterwards because I've shot with a lot of people, and there's some people that I like posted with and they were like not super happy about it when I posted it, like they just didn't like it. And then there's some people that were like too self-conscious, they just didn't want me to post it because they were like, oh my god, what did I say, what if this person hears it, what if that person hears it. Girl, that's what comes with doing the podcast, and I don't think that many people even listen to my podcast right now, so like
I mean, my parents are on YouTube all the time, and I'm so scared that like one day I don't know, like they'll connect my email to it or something, and like one of them will pop out, because like my parents are very like they want to see everything that I have. So like they're definitely gonna watch it, and I hope they don't understand anything. But yeah.
dude, you know what's crazy? Speaking of like parents like looking at stuff, literally all of my friends' parents follow me on TikTok. And if you guys follow me on TikTok, you know that I say and do some like wild shit on there.
I'm just more impressed that their parents know how to like work their phone. I feel like my parents, like, I could barely get them to lock their phone because they just won't know how to unlock it.
I've been
They're very a lot more hip.
I feel like it gives me embarrassing vibes because I don't know. Like I don't know if they could understand half of the stuff. I feel like most of my friends' parents speak or understand English. So I don't know. I just wonder if they've like watched anything crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But like, damn, I was sitting all slouchy, low key. My titties come out a little bit under here, but it's okay.
It's a treat.
Also, dude, you know what's crazy? You're literally like the friendliest person that I know, probably. Like you're the person that has like the most friends and like actual friends. I feel like you can't be your friend and be like a jealous friend.
I think that's why I have like a lot of friends is or I mean that's why like it's easy for me to have a lot of friends because I'm not really like a jealous friend. I think I kind of got over that in like middle school. After being like rejected from friends so much that I kind of just figured like okay, if I'm gonna like be jealous and stuff, like I'm just gonna spend a lot of time mad, and regardless, like my friends always end up coming back, like
I feel like I don't even remember you being jealous when we were younger.
No, I had to get over that pretty quick, and the way that I did was, I guess I learned to not have like someone that I call like my super best friend, just because I didn't want really like want to be involved in that like drama. And even though it was just in middle school and stuff, I still see it in my friends today that sometimes they get really hurt when their friends get new friends. And for me, it's like when my friends get
I forgot to silence my phone, y'all.
rookie mistake.
Did you silence yours?
I think mine's always silent.
Oh no, I've had bad like I put my phone on silent in the wrong moments. Like the last time we almost missed a flight when we went to Miami, me and Tuesday. My phone was on silent. She had a barge in here, like, bitch, wake the fuck up. Like, I've been fucking blowing you up and the fucking airplane leaves in an hour. Like, I was like, oh shit. And then the other day I put my phone on silent too and like somebody was blowing me up and I was like, damn, I wish I would have put it on silent. Anyways, okay, so yeah, I feel like I've come across a lot of friends who are like jealous, weird. Um, that's just not my vibe. Like, I don't really care if you have a lot of friends, but I feel like you're the only person that also makes time for all your friends. Like, you make
Yeah.
sure you're like doing your rounds with everybody, and that takes up a lot of fucking energy. I don't know how you do it.
It's I feel like a lot of people just showing up when they ask you to show up, like on your birthday or on a party that they're having or something. Like show up once a year. Like they'll probably appreciate it and they'll invite you again. And if you invite them, like they'll feel like just it saves a lot of trouble when like I don't have to talk to them every day because they know that like I care and I get to see them. And yeah, it's it takes a lot of weekends, but at the same time, like it's just one weekend.
A lot of weekends. I know, man. I don't know. I feel like I used to have, I don't know, my like friendship radar, I don't know, like thing has changed. I don't even know how to fucking explain it, but like I think when I was younger I considered a lot of people my friends, and now that I'm older looking back on it, I'm like, like I don't know. I don't know why I did
So,
thought
what
that.
were your criteria when you were young
I don't know if I
to
had.
have like a friend? Like, what did people have to do or be in order for you to be like, oh, that's my friend? And how is that different from now? Like
I don't know.
what do you consider a friend?
I feel like when I was younger, I probably didn't have a criteria. Like, I don't think I looked at it like that. I just, as long as, like, we got along and, like, we were cool and you wanted to hang out with me and we did hang out and we talked or whatever, I was like, okay, that's my friend. But when I was younger, I was going out so much. So a lot of the people that I did hang out with were, like, going out friends, one, and two, like, yeah, like they were more like acquaintances or like people that I would see here and there, but not anybody that I would like confide in. And then a lot of times I would like confide in the wrong people, or I thought somebody was my friend and then they would do some crazy shit and I would be like, "Wait, what the fuck is going on?" But I feel like also when I was younger, I would put up with stuff. Like I didn't really have like friend boundaries. I would just be like, "Okay, well, whatever." Like I would try to brush it off or whatever. But now I'm just like, no, like I can't be friends with anybody, like just anybody. Damn, when I'm like slouching, you look hella taller than me. But I feel like now,
I'm a swimmer. I have a long torso, like Michael Phelps.
I feel like now I don't have a lot of friends, and it's just because I've just realized like a lot of people just don't know how to be a good friend. I don't know. Like I feel like I'm a good friend, and I think a lot of people might try to argue that, but I genuinely feel like I'm a good friend. So,
You would have noticed is that you've kind of let go of yeah, like of trying to make yourself available all the time, or I think you've not tested, but you've done the thing where it's just like you wait for them to hit you up, and then you realize that like, oh, I guess they don't want me around when they're happy. They just want me when they're like going through something. And as I think that is one of the things about being a like having a good friendship is like not just being around when
you like need it or like need
yeah, like
somebody?
or yeah, like being happy and being content, like that's like you can share that too. Like you don't have to share just like things
The
like
bad stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like for somehow or for some reason, when I was younger, I felt like not like it was my duty, but I feel like I was just the one always like setting things up or putting things together and like bringing everybody together.
Hmm.
Cause what I didn't realize somehow, or for some reason, is when we were younger. I feel like all of our friendships were connected somehow through me. Like everybody was like my friend, but I don't think everybody really considered like each other friends. Like they were like they're cool, but that's your friend, and like they're cool. I'm cool with them, but like whatever. And I feel like I mean, ever since been in high school, it's just like a lot of people have came around and gone around, but I feel like when I was younger, I was always the one like trying and doing this and doing that. And then I was like, man, I'm tired of this. Like, I don't think that anybody else would do this if it wasn't me doing it. So when I took a step back, I realized like I was right. Like, nobody else is going to be the person who's like trying to put everybody together. And I feel like I've also gotten some kind of like backlash for that because it's like, oh, you don't hit me up no more and we don't hang out. And it's like, yeah, well, like, you could also hit me up and you could also set something up
You
because
do like the strange father, like, oh, well, the phone works both ways.
but I feel like okay, we're 30 now. Like for
Hmm.
so many fucking years, it was just I feel like me always trying to just like bring everybody together. And then I feel like somehow it would fall back on me like if something happened or if somebody didn't get along or if something didn't work out, it was like my fault. Like I should have like, thought about it better. Or I should have like not invited that person or this or that. And I just hate that. Like I wish everybody would have just gotten along or whatever.
I mean, I, I think that,
I can't smoke hookah because I smoke too much weed.
yeah, and you smoke it like it's weed and it's not.
I try, like I swear I try. When I hit the hookah, I'm like,
It's not
don't
weed.
fucking inhale it, and then sometimes it just happens anyways.
Yeah, I just well, with you, whenever I would hang out with you and like your friends slash our friends, I did really enjoy a lot of the people that you would hang out with. When the friendships would end, and sometimes they ended badly for
Uh-huh.
you, I would get sad because I'm just like, well, fuck, I'm never gonna see her again. And it's like it's like, yeah, I could. You never said like don't talk to her, but at the same
Yeah.
time, like I've been that like person where it's just like, well, as long as they're not doing anything bad to me, like I'm good. But at the same time, I guess growing up is kind of like, well, if they're a shitty person to someone else, even if they're good to me, like what does me hanging out with them say, like that I'm enabling them to be shitty? And yeah, so it's just like sometimes I want to, talk to the people that you used to talk to.
Yeah.
But because I don't want to cross that boundary with you.
I mean, I've never been that person that's like
No,
to anybody that's like you shouldn't talk to them, don't talk to them. No, I'm like you can hang out with them, you can talk to them, whatever. Like I don't mind, but
it is like a cloud hanging over like their just them, just because it's like um if they like fucked you over, not that I really have that much that I can trust, that I need to trust people with, but if they fucked you over, like why wouldn't they do that to me that isn't as close to them?
yeah.
And again, I don't really have, I think that's one of the reasons why like I make friends so easily is just that I don't really have anything to trust anybody with. Like I don't have really like that many like secrets and stuff.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I feel like I've gotten betrayed by friends in so many different ways though. Like I don't know if it's always been like secret wise. Definitely secret stuff has happened when I tell somebody or somebody knows something and then they go tell like an op something that they shouldn't fucking tell them and it's like a whole drama and they expect it to be okay like if it wasn't a big deal. I'm not with that. Like I think for sure anybody who I tell things to, which now I'm super, super careful with. I literally think I have like four people I tell stuff to. It's like you, Francia, Darlene. I recently like rekindled my friendship with somebody else, which I don't even want to mention her name just because I don't know if she like wants that or not. But like, you know, there was a friend that I stopped talking to for like a whole year. Was it like a whole year already? Something like that. Like this, like 2023, we just like distanced ourselves. Um, and then we like talked it out and like it took a long time. We didn't talk for months, and then we ended up like talking about it and she was like I was hurt and I told her, well, me too, like but we were able to talk about it and we told each other like this is what I didn't like, this is why I did what I did, and we like were able to understand each other's like like sides of the story, and we were like even though things are not ever going to be the same or however they were, like we're still cool and we're like okay now. So I feel like that's like nice. I feel like there's a lot of friends where we'll just stop talking and then I'll never talk to them again. And I feel like those I'm kind of like, well, I never felt like rekindling and they didn't either. So like those are,
Yeah. And I feel like that's one of my secrets when it comes to friendship is if I get annoyed of someone and they haven't really done anything bad, I'm just hanging out with them way too much. And like, like people just do that. Like they get on each other's nerves sometimes. What I do is because I just leave them alone for a while, but I don't tell them anything. Like just so it doesn't get to that point where like,
that's funny. You ever get annoyed at me?
No. I mean,
I feel like
you.
there's been times in my lifetime where probably you've annoyed me, but not more than maybe like a handful, and it's been very minimal things. Like
And it's annoy you at the time. Like
yeah,
not
it's like in the
that.
moment where it's like
Yeah.
you're being annoying. It's not like I'm
Yeah.
hurt over like anything or anything
Yeah.
like that. Well, yeah, I mean that's why I feel like you're one of my best friends, and I've known you for so long, and I feel like not a lot of people have that. Like I have you that I've known since middle school, and I have Francia. I've known her since I was 3 years old.
I love your stories with Francia.
And
They're hilarious.
it's just crazy because I guess like
Like, where did you learn how to fight with Francia?
we used to get down when we were little girls.
And I mean, going back to like the sharing stuff that you're not supposed to share, what I love to do because I have a big mouth. But like, if you tell me something, I'm gonna tell my friends that like see you once when a year when it's my birthday. Like I'll tell them all your secrets because you're not gonna interact with them. They don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I literally don't even care, and they're really cool. Like I feel like all of the other friends you have, like your like friends that you went to college with and stuff. Whenever I come around them, I'm like they're cool and they seem like they're good friends to you. So I feel like you have a good like judge of like friends too, because there's not anybody where I'm like, oh, are you their friend? Like I'm like, oh, like all your friends are cool. Like I get along with everybody, and like.
And I really like try to keep my friendships like that. Like if I see how they treat other people, if I have a good time with someone, but they're like I see them like meet someone new, not necessarily like a friend, or it could be like a fucking server, and they're a dick. I don't like that, and then that's when I'm just like, well, I don't really want to hang out with someone that's mean
Yeah.
to strangers. Like there's no reason.
I feel like when we were younger though, like those radars didn't go off. Like
Of course, we're learning.
I don't know what it is. And now I feel like anytime anybody does something weird, I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know. I just have a hard time now. But okay, so requirements before, I didn't know if I had any. Now I feel like I need to be able to be myself around you. And I feel like that took a while to like figure out that I can actually like be myself. I don't like to be around anybody who's like judgmental because I don't like really believe in like a lot of social norms, and I don't feel like I live a very regular life. And I feel like a lot of people would judge that just like off the bat, like you're even just because I do OnlyFans, I feel like a lot of girls probably wouldn't be my friend. And I feel like that has also affected my friendships before, which is a weird thing to say. But a lot of people just don't agree with shit like that. And I'm like such an open-minded person, and I feel like it's developed over time. Obviously, I don't think I was, or did you like ever like now that you like have seen like what I've developed to be, are you like surprised like, oh,
Um, as to what, like the OnlyFans thing, or just like
OnlyFans, I'm like polyamorous. I feel like I'm very open. I speak my mind. I feel like a lot of people aren't like that. Like I'm very confrontational. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of traits to me that.
So you've always been into kind of like the things that you are into now. Some things, no, I feel like you weren't really into like
Girls.
yeah, and like I would be like, okay, like
That's so
I
funny.
know that I'm like bi-curious. I know that I get crushes on girls and stuff, and you would just be like I remember
Ew.
once I had a Tinder once, and I was swiping through girls, and then you would be like, so you would lick her vagina, and I would be like, well, she's pretty, so like maybe if we met up, then I would, but I was just like, fucking bitch, like like why would you?
That's so
like,
funny.
Judge me for that.
You
Like,
know what's crazy?
yes, I'm on Tinder for that. Like yes.
That's so
But
funny.
now you're way more open to that, and when it comes to like the OnlyFans thing, it's like it didn't come just out of like out of the blue. Like you've always talked about it, and we've always been like laughing about it. And
I feel
stuff,
like I warmed my way into it.
yeah.
Um, everybody would be like, "Oh my gosh, she posts like all these crazy pictures on Instagram." But I did it on purpose. Like, I don't think people realize that. Like, I was doing that on purpose to like get people ready for me doing OnlyFans because I had been thinking about doing it for a while. But as far as like the, I lost my train of thought. That
I
happens too much.
I mean, I like the way that you've been moving along. I feel like you've definitely grown. Because at some point, like you were really, like you were friends with people that went out a lot, and you did value them a lot more. I feel like for their, like a just their ability to like go out and stuff. Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
like this person that goes out a lot, so like if I hang out with them, like I would do that same thing. And in a way that like not that it made us suffer because like we had each other and stuff. Like me and Francia, like sometimes like when we wouldn't get invited to shit, we'd just be like, oh, is it because we're like not the cool people, even though
Aw.
we know that we're way cooler than anybody else that you would talk to. But we'd just be like taking mental notes, like,
I didn't even realize that you guys felt like that. But
because like we had each other to share it with, and we I don't know like I knew like growing up like I wasn't allowed to do anything, so I didn't take it like that personally. It was just like after like in like when we were like in
we were
college,
older.
yeah, that I'm just like okay, well like she'll be
I,
back.
I feel like my going out phase was definitely me like running away from like my life or something cuz and I feel like that vision or that version of me like that's what people are stuck with. That's what people remember.
Yeah.
Like I that girl that like loved to go out and blah 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 and had all these friends and is super social and I feel like I'm the opposite of that now and that's crazy, but like I don't really enjoy going out that much anymore. I don't really like have friends like that anymore. I don't really like I don't know what it is. It just there's something in me that like clicked at some point and I was just like I don't think I enjoy it. And don't get me wrong, I like going out with the right people, like with you guys, with like, my actual
You
friends.
like going to like events and stuff like you
Yeah,
have
like
a
somebody's
purpose.
birthday or like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like some kind of celebration that we're celebrating or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the fuck it might be. I'm always down for that. Or even like there's still certain people that I don't consider my close friends, but if you invite me, I'll go. Like, I have old coworkers that are super cool. I have just like certain friends who I guess are acquaintances,
Mm-hmm.
but they're really good people and we're not super close. But if they invite me, I'm down, you know?
And even when that was the case about you like being a social butterfly with everybody, I feel like you
Hmm.
kept that thing about like you even though they might have been party friends, if they needed anything, you were still there for them. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't just like oh I'm going out with them and then like if they're in a crisis mode like you'll be like well fuck like good luck. No, like
Yeah.
you still were there. Like you still helped them with all their like random
Yeah.
adventures and like
I feel
escape
like I,
attempts and stuff.
I feel like I'm the type of person that like values friendships and like like if you need something and I can help, like why not? I don't know
Mhm.
why I'm like that. I just am. Like I don't think I can change that really, but
And you shouldn't have to.
um yeah, I mean I definitely learned from me like being so nice to everybody, like that I need to be more picky about who I am like that with because I feel like I did so much and helped so much and not that I'm like holding it over anybody's heads, but just I feel like I just genuinely was like kind and giving to people and then in return it was like crazy. I feel like I don't think I've talked about and none of my old podcast episodes are out anymore. They're like hidden because the quality was terrible. But I feel like I have so many like dirty friend stories that I can fucking talk about.
Um, from all the friends that you've kind of left behind,
Uh-huh.
not that this is an invitation or just like, oh, you regret like leaving them behind or anything,
Uh-huh.
but like, do you have some that you miss more than others? Like, is there some that like you kind of look back with like, some tenderness? And again, not that you want to be friends with them again, but just kind of like that you miss what you thought you had or that one point had?
Um I think there's only like maybe my guy friends.
Yeah.
Like the couple guy friends that I had. I don't have any guy friends right now.
And
Zero.
that's another thing that I was gonna ask you is like that's one thing that I've noticed is that you had like a, a core group of like really good guys that you know were
Yeah.
that they did morally questionable things, but they were always like hanging out with you, hanging out with me, like you know, like
They were just cheaters. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, yeah.
Um, yeah, I
Horrible.
feel like the friends that I had, the guy friends that I had, like we grew up together, and like I really cherish those friendships. I feel like I think I'm thinking about two people, and I don't want to say their names.
But I can probably guess.
But yeah, the one person, my best friend, I think he I think tells a story like it was my choice to not be friends with him, and I think I tell it opposite. I'm like, no, he didn't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
He recently messaged me. I don't know if I told you.
That makes me so happy.
He
Was
told
it
me
a
that
good message?
he huh?
Was it a good message?
Well, no, it was actually kind of mean because not mean, but like it was like sad because he sent somebody that we know, like that we a mutual acquaintance passed away recently, and he sent it to me, and he was kind of like, oh, like, you know, these kind of things. Well, actually, I could probably like read it. Let me, now that I could use my phone because I'm not recording on my phone, bitch. This is the first camera video I'm recording, and honestly, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just trying my best here. Um, I couldn't even fucking hook up the monitor today because I didn't have the right plugin. He just said this, look, and he just left me on scene. Um, I love my friend still. I feel like even though we haven't really talked in so long, like I wish the best for him. I do miss him. I don't have any guy friends anymore, and I feel like after I started doing OnlyFans, the lines just got super blurred.
Yeah.
And even like friends that I've grown up with have been weird with me because they'll sign up for my OnlyFans and see me naked, and it's like a whole new side of me or something. That shit is weird. If you're my homie for real, don't fucking go look at that. That's
And
weird.
don't get mad at the person who you're paying to see. It's like you're on there too. Like, yeah, you might not be like showing everything, but like I guarantee you, you're fucking shoving your dick in someone's phone at some point. You know, it's like you're at fault too. Like, you know, sex work wouldn't be sex work if there
Yeah.
wasn't a demand, if there wasn't someone like paying for it. Like,
Yeah.
that's you're you know, if you think that's like morally wrong, then why the fuck are you on it? Like, then you're wrong too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I think I'm just scared to be friends with guys now because I'm scared that they're gonna try to hit on me. I want like real homies, you know, like I don't need anybody who's gonna just have weird intentions and try to like hook up with me or anything like that. I could go find those guys on my own time, you know?
I also think that like some of the guy friends that you don't talk to anymore that were once like super close to you,
Uh-huh.
they yeah, we all grew up and they grew up to have a family that like great, like they're, you know, fathers and like husbands and stuff, and like
Yeah.
they kind of grew apart too, but that's totally understandable and that's like a good thing. But
Yeah.
it's just it sucks, but that's just being an adult, I guess.
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, anybody who's like, you know, moved on and had kids and everything, like I, you know, wish them the best.
You don't expect them to
That's
be like
that's a whole other fucking topic. Also, we're 30 years old. A bunch of our friends are getting fucking married. I've never been a fucking bridesmaid. I've never like, I don't know when I'm gonna have a kid. I feel like that's another thing. Like like my four little friends, besides the one that has kids, me, you. Okay, my camera stopped recording randomly, so we had to take a little break. We put new coals on this bitch.
one thing that you were gonna get at, I'm assuming, was that like one thing you said to us once that I like really like. I was like, huh, that's so true that we collectively like we have, you know, goals and dreams and aspirations and everything, and being like a wife, engaged, having kids, like that may be in our, you know, future
Like future plans,
but
yeah.
it's never been our like main thing that we're
Yeah, like
focusing
a
on.
goal. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like everybody besides my friends who already have kids, like my friends who already have kids, obviously they're an exception, but every other friend that I consider a close friend, I feel like you guys are kind of just on the same, not on the same page exactly, because we're all in like different kind of, you know, like life, whatever. But I feel like we all are not in a hurry to have kids and we're already 30, and I feel like a lot of people think that's weird, but we're like, ill, no, like, I don't know, like, I'm definitely not ready for a kid, not even because of the whole, like, I need a boyfriend or whatever, but like, regardless, like,
or I need a fiance now. Like,
yeah, no, I mean, eventually, like, I feel like I would like to, have a family.
something that like we'll cherish like when and if it happens.
I feel like a lot of people I know, like, they can't relate to that, or like, they just, I don't know. That's their main goal. Like, they want to get married, they want to be engaged, they want to have a kid, they want to like have that whole thing. And I mean,
That's not a bad
all of you guys have boyfriends. I don't. I'm like the only single one, but we're still all kind of like, oh, like, we want to do other things and accomplish other things before we get there. So I feel like that's why we also like get along so well, because we're all kind of on that same like vibe. But
yeah, obviously, like, we prioritize our relationships, but to an extent, like, it's not like, I feel like whenever, like, you want to hang out or something, like, I usually, like, unless I have set plans, like, I'm just like, yeah, let's hang out.
yeah,
Like, I don't need to
I mean,
bring them around with
I'm not saying kids are bad or anything. Like, I want to have kids one day. I've always imagined like I would be a mom, but I guess like I realize like this is not my journey right now. Like, especially, oh my God, is that my dog?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Charlie. Sorry, he sounded like he was gonna throw up or something, and he looks fine. Um, could you go over there? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like now that I'm older too, I always get comments like, "Are you gonna freeze your eggs?" And I'm like, "Damn, I don't even want to think about that until I'm like 35 years old."
I would love to do that. My
It's also
insurance doesn't
expensive.
cover.
Yeah, girl. Like, you think I just got $10,000
Yeah.
extra laying around? Like, I have other things that I want to invest money into. I can't even afford a house here in fucking LA. This bitch is expensive.
I know, and then since like, well, do I want to freeze my eggs or do I want to buy a house? Like,
Do I want to freeze my eggs or buy a house? Is crazy. But I mean, yeah, like, it's like at least 10 grand to freeze your eggs. And I'm also like using that as motivation because I know that I'm gonna be older when I have kids. So I'm like, maybe if I need, like, some help having kids, like, I'm gonna have to have money. So I need to fucking make money before I ever think about having kids, so that if I need, like, whatever kind of help, that I can fucking afford it.
I mean, they're happy, and like, I'm happy for them.
I'm sure you will never regret having a kid. If God wanted me to have a kid, I would have had a kid by now. You know what I'm saying?
Surprising you haven't.
You think it's surprising I haven't had a kid?
I'm not surprised. Like, but I feel like if you were to tell like 19-year-old you, like, you would have been like, good job.
Damn, I don't know. I feel like 19-year-old me, I don't even know. I don't even think she knows what the fuck she like wanted. I feel like a lot of people, how they say, "Damn, when I was younger, I thought I was gonna be 25 and married." I never had. I don't know if I had that thought.
You're a
Did I?
fucking liar. Yeah, you would like. You were like, I want to have a kid by the time I'm 30, or when I'm 30. And
Okay,
have a kid.
but not
And then
25.
you were saying that shit when you were like 26, and you were just like, so I want to be with them for at least a year. It's like, well, I need.
Okay, you know what's crazy? I'm 30 years old and I feel like I've never had a genuine relationship. Like, now that I look back at every relationship I've had, I'm like, that shit is loud. I'm sorry. um, I don't know. I'm just like, damn. I feel like I only believe in I haven't given up on like the love thing and the like I want to find somebody thing, because I feel like I know I'm a genuine person and I know I have like genuine love for people. So I still feel like people out there exist that are like genuine and honest and real and lovable or whatever. But everybody I've come across, Jesus Christ, like, I don't know. And the worst part is that it's all bullshit. Like, these days, people will like fake everything. They'll fucking lie and like say that they want to have kids with you and marry you and all this shit. And then it's like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. Why would you say that if you didn't mean it?
Because they want to have a child, they just don't want to raise a child. Like,
You know what's crazy? Like, let me just give you this real quick story. There's this guy that I met recently. Um, I don't want to say like his job or anything. I do want. He's like a wealthy man, and he was cool, and we went on dates and everything. And he just came so like, I want a baby with you, and I was like, huh? And he was like dead ass want a baby for Christmas, and I'm like, nah, like
at that point, you're just a vessel.
yeah, I was like, I'm not ready for a kid. And you know what he did? He unfollowed me and said, like, all right, have a good rest of the year.
I mean, imagine you had a kid with someone that follows you. Like,
But I'm like, the men really be moving like that out here. Like, he's just really looking for, like, somebody to, like, birth his kid is crazy.
and so he
Like,
can do what? So he can do what? Like
yeah.
see them once a year and
I mean, that's why, I don't know.
fight against child.
I really hope that whoever I actually end up having a kid with sticks around. Like, I feel like that's gonna be my karma for all the bad shit I've done in my life. I'm gonna end up a single mother.
You haven't done that much.
I feel like when I was younger, I was definitely more like savage, more like what is the word? I would do things for like just to be petty or for like,
Yeah.
reaction or whatever. I don't do that anymore. I don't move that like that anymore. And I swear to God, ever since I started being a better person, I feel like my life has been better. I believe in karma. Like when you move bad, I feel like bad shit just happens to you.
Hmm.
For sure. Now that I'm like, I just don't even bother. And I also feel like don't complain anymore. Like when I was younger, I would be like, fuck, why is this happening to me? Like, and now every time something bad happens, I'm just like, fuck. Like, I'll try to laugh it off and just be like, okay, I can figure this out. But I feel like that has a lot to do with it. Like the way that just put like that energy out there. Cause fuck, when I was younger, I mean, I still feel like I have bad luck. Like bad things still happen to me and like
And that's like
all at once.
like being your friend, watching you go through that shit. It just sucks. A lot of times, like I can't really like help you. Like it's just like, but bad things do happen to you in like threes. You know, like
Yeah, it's
what
always like
happened? Like
several things at
yeah,
once.
like like you lost a relationship, your fucking ceiling came down on you, and your car got fucked up, and like at that point it's like you can shower at my place, but that's all I can do for you.
Oh my god, dude. I literally me fucking staying at your place. I think I stayed at my other friend's place for a while. I know I was down bad at that time and
And shit like that has always happened. Maybe not in that like
yeah,
it was
not exactly in that
different,
way.
like but you know like if it wasn't a house, it was something that you needed when you were in
Yeah.
high school. Like
Oh my god, I feel like the transition of like going from like why me to like just being like okay, what do I need to learn out of this was really hard. And I feel like now that I'm older, I'm just grateful that like I have money to fix the shit that goes wrong and I have like just a better fucking way of looking at things, but I feel like somebody did some kind of fucking brujeria on me. I swear to God, like who's giving me the ojo because I don't know. Somebody doesn't want me to be happy, but you're gonna have to try harder, bitch. Um. Okay, what else are we gonna talk about? I feel like
I have a question.
okay, what is your
So
question?
this is going back to like guy friends, like when you had them. Just kidding. So the guy friends that you've had, or I guess anyone can relate to this, is that sometimes when they get into relationships, and you meet their girlfriends,
Oh yeah.
and even though you know that that's your guy friend, sometimes girls like, well, guys too. I'm assuming if they're in the same boat, but like they're just like, who are you? Like what is
Yeah.
it? So when you meet them and they're kind of like, kind of worried about you or something, what is the difference between you being like, oh, I like her, like, like after that kind of goes away, or I fucking hate that bitch.
I think every time that's happened, because it's happened a lot when I've had guy friends when I was younger, I feel like literally just every time that one of my guy friends had a girlfriend, they just always were like, who is that? Why? Like, I want to meet her. What's going on? Like, I don't believe you have a girlfriend. Um, I don't know if I can count the amount of times that they've actually liked me. And I don't know why. I don't know why they dislike me. I feel like I've always tried to get along with them when they've like, introduced me to their girlfriends or
When they're not making a face.
whatever the case might be. But they just, and honestly, I guess now that I'm older, I'm like it was just them projecting whatever insecurities they had about either the relationship or themselves or whatever. And like, I know that now. But in the moment, I think it was hard because uh, I feel like just navigating through that, you almost have to choose like, do I want to have a friend or do like I want to be in a relationship? Not for me, but like for my friends.
Yeah.
I feel like they've had to make that choice because their girlfriends give them that ultimatum. And everybody has their own boundaries. I don't think I would care if like my boyfriend had a girlfriend. Like
I mean, for
nobody
me,
can relate to that.
when that's happened, I just kind of feel like do what you have to do. Like I'm not the one sucking your dick every night. Like go, like yeah, choose your girlfriend, of course.
Yeah.
I would just hope that like it doesn't get to the point where like if I invite someone for like a birthday, something that's social and bring
Yeah.
your girlfriend, like it doesn't get to the point where like you have to be like, oh, I can't because
It's
weird.
crazy. Like also like in the opposite way, like as a girl with a guy friend, the guy friends will go and tell like my ex or whoever I was with something, but in the opposite way, I would never
They would get
tell their
mad.
girlfriends anything because
They
well,
wouldn't
yeah.
believe you. Also, like girls, like they wouldn't believe you. Like they'd just be like, "Oh, this bitch is
And I feel like every time that like a guy friend tried to bring a girl around, I always try to be cool with them. I always try to be friends with them. I always was like, fucking come over to my house. Let's be friends. Like, I have nothing to like hide. Like, they're just my friend. But
like, are they doing bad stuff? Yeah, yes they
they
are.
are.
But
Yes,
not with
they are
me.
cheating on you, but not with me. Exactly. Exactly.
And
I
like,
mean, and they're my friends, so obviously
yeah.
I'm not gonna like burn them out. That's a whole other like thing too that I feel like a lot of girls do the thing where they're like, if you had somebody's back, it would be like him and not mine, and it's like, well,
Well, yeah.
like yeah, like because I've fucking been friends with them for like 10 years and I barely met you, girl. Like if you were my friend, I would tell you.
Yeah.
Or if like for example, your man was doing something, not that no, he's a good guy, but for example, like I would of course tell my friend because you're my friend. Like I'd be like, hey, I fucking seen your dude doing this shit, whatever, whatever. But anybody else, hello, please no. Like
It's not gonna end well because like unless you know them, get to know them, and and then you're like, oh, this is a really good person. Then yeah, like I think the first step would be to tell your friend like, hey, you need to fucking stop doing that shit.
but I think also like even when we were younger, there's so many acquaintance friends that we had where we would tell them like, yo, your man's a piece of shit, and they wouldn't do nothing. They would
I
get mad
love
at
shit.
they would get mad at us. They would fucking like stay with them, and then it's like at that point it's like, well, I'm not gonna tell now. It's like I know, girl, I'm sorry to everybody who it's gonna take this personal, but I know so many bitches whose guys fucking boyfriends cheat on them, but I'm not gonna tell you. You know why? Because we've told you like 27 million times and you didn't want to leave him. So guess what? Now you don't get to fucking know all the details because we've already told you like 12 of us, 12 different people already told you details, fucking everything, and you chose to stay with him. So guess what? Now you just gotta figure that shit out on your own, girl. I feel like that's happened so many times where I'm like, girl, like I tried. I told her, I showed her the messages, I did this and that, and you stayed with him. So at this point, girl, if you're not one of my 4 friends, I don't give a fuck. Like that's your shit at this point. You figure it out because I've tried to do my part before, and then I just get like they just get mad at me. Like if I'm doing something wrong, like hello, I'm sorry. I was just trying to help you because I know if and shout out to whoever. There's a couple people who actually have came to my ex. Like they were like, "Yo, I seen this motherfucker with this girl at the bar. Thank you." Like those little like things helped me leave his ass. You know what I mean? I was like, it was a building up. It was building up until I'm like, fuck this dude. He's already doing too much. I appreciate it when people tell me. Like I like the honesty. I'm not gonna get defensive about it. But there's some bitches that just can't handle it, and it's like, well,
Yeah, I haven't had too many relationships, but like when I was in high school, one of my friends like saw the guy that I was with, and
Mhm.
he saw them like going to the movies with someone, and they were in the bus because we didn't have cars back then,
Uh-huh.
and they were in the bus, and he calls me from the bus in the same bus that guy's in, and he's just like, "Hey, your boyfriend's here with this other girl. They look like she's fugly, but like they look like they're going
Uh-huh.
somewhere." And it just felt kind of like a movie moment, just like, oh my god, is this actually happening? And I'm just like, thank you so much. And but it was just kind of like, oh fuck. But it felt nice for to know that like
Yeah.
it was like instantly, like he didn't even think about
Yeah.
it. He's just like, hey, this is what's happening right now, right in front of my face.
That's crazy. Yeah. Honestly, remember that one time we went, it was like your birthday? We went to the bar and I'm like, that guy. I'm like, I know that guy's girlfriend and he's with a
Oh
girl.
yeah.
And I took a picture of them and I even sent it to her from a fake page, but I don't know. I don't
You
have that page anymore. I don't
you
know.
sent it and then I don't know if you waited till like she read it or something and then you blocked her. Just
Yeah,
like do
because
what you
I
want.
didn't want I
Because you
didn't
didn't
want
really know what
yeah,
happened.
I sent her the picture of the guy with the girl and I waited for her to open the picture and then I blocked her cuz I didn't want her to ask no questions. I just wanted to be like this is what is happening. And you know what's crazy? She's with back with him. Like
Mm.
she's with him. So, I don't know, but I'm done being that bitch that snitches on guys because it just nobody ever listens. Like I don't know. I mean, I guess I've been there, you know? Like
Mhm.
I've been that girl where they're like, "Girl, he's doing all this stuff." And it takes me a while, but I eventually will leave them. Okay? There's only one relationship that I stayed in for too long. Um and that was like just the worst story of my life ever. If I ever see him, I still want to beat him up.
Mm.
That's how much I don't like him.
So in like the different tone, like what if like the friends that you've had
Mhm.
presently and before, when they had say we're talking about your girlfriends, when
Uh-huh.
they had partners that you didn't like,
Uh-huh.
how did you deal with that?
Um, I feel like I really try to mind my own business. Like for the most part, like if that's who you want to be with and like I will try to not say anything. But if I really see like that he's just doing some shit, and by doing some shit I mean you're literally telling me
Yeah.
this is what's going on and I'm like I'm gonna tell you like come on, like why are you with him? And I feel like that also sometimes like oh my god, what is it? We're talking about
When you don't like your friends' partners.
yeah, when you don't like your friends partners. So I'm gonna say there hasn't been many times where I just genuinely off the bat don't like their partners. Like if I don't like your partner, it's because
What
of
you did.
something they did and because of what you're telling me.
Yeah.
If you want to stay with them, you just should not tell. You should keep that shit to yourself. Because then once you start telling your friends all this bad shit about them and they're like already have a bad perception of them and then you're just like having their back when you're like, are you sure that you're okay with this? And they're like, what the fuck do you mean? You know?
Yeah. I only try to like I'll be there to like when they want to vent, but if if they want like any feedback and stuff, I kind of wait until they ask me for advice and then I'll be like really honest about what I think. And I'll tell them that I'm only saying this because you asked me to. And other times, like if they want to vent, just like
I feel like for me, I just like to vent for the
mhm.
most part. Like, and I try not to unless I'm like,
But it's also unhealthy to not say anything because it's like if you're keeping all that shit to yourself, like it's not healthy because then you feel like you know something's wrong and you don't want to say it.
yeah. I feel like I try to just vent things out, but I also like it's hard to take advice sometimes when you're just like different people. Like I respect like you and certain other people. I feel like I only take advice from people I respect. That's number one. Only from people I respect. And number two, even if I respect them, I feel like we're just totally different people. So sometimes I'm like, like I don't want to even ask for advice because whatever you would do, I wouldn't do. So sometimes I just like to vent it out. But I feel like a lot of times when I've had friends that have shitty partners, it's like, bruh, it's crazy shit. You're over here telling me like, okay, this is a lie. I'm just gonna make this up right now. But it's like you told me your man fucking beat you up, gave you chlamydia, and he cheated on you 7 times plus. Like he punched you in the face, and he fucking like left you with nothing to eat, and you expect me to like him?
Yeah, at that point, it's like, if it's like domestic violence, it's like there's no way I can.
And a lot of times it is. I'm sorry.
There's no way I can twist this to make it seem like it's okay. Like even if you're a different person, even if you like have different,
Yeah.
it's just like, all right, like in no world is this okay.
Yeah, honestly, also like I just pray that all my homegirls free them from the bare minimum, because I hope that my homegirls just know their value by now. I mean, we're older. I guess when we're younger, it's like I can give them the grace. But if you guys are still out here at this damn grown ass age,
Like the bar is on the floor,
putting up with things that you shouldn't be putting up with, yeah, like come on. Like we're too old to be putting up with like, just kid shit that should have been figured out a long time ago. Like, I feel like it's hard though, like a lot of people don't like hard things and they're scared of like hard things. And maybe that sounds weird, but sometimes it's like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I want to go through this and be depressed and be that. But honestly, like, the fucking peace you get at the end after that hard thing is good in comparison to if you're staying with, staying in a shitty relationship. Oh my God, I have no nails, by the way. Ew, little stubbies. Wait, no, like, I feel like my nail girl's gonna be like, what? No, I like my nails. They're
very
cute.
pretty.
They're like my natural nails, but I feel weird because it's been like, it's my micro.
It's so loud.
Yeah, okay. I feel like my fucking, it just feels wrong because I've literally had long ratchet nails for like probably like 2.5 years, nonstop, every single month, every fucking 3 to 4 weeks, nail appointment, and it just feels so wrong. Like, what is going on here? On the upside, I could like try to box a little bit or something this month before I get like the nails again, or like have sex with some girls, because it probably hits different. I can't do things. I mean, I could do things that I can't
That would
do
be really mean if you do those things.
with the nails.
Yeah.
I've tried it, but for like a minute, it was okay, and then she was like, "No, no, no."
Yeah.
Anyways, I feel like I'm getting damn off topic.
Yeah. I was single for a very long time, and I think that like the reason that I didn't try to like just go out with anybody was because I had so many friends, and I was really happy, and I was like, I didn't like, sure, I got horny here and there, but like for the most part, it was like, why am I gonna be sad? Especially if I didn't like anybody, then like I wasn't like trying to get in a relationship if I don't like anybody, It's like if I like someone, then yeah, maybe I'll like be like weird about it, but I think friendships really do help you kind of like feel that loneliness. Like it doesn't have to be like love doesn't have to come just from an whoever you're romantically involved in. It can come from your friends, and like that's what I did for a very long time. And when people would be like, "Oh, like how long have you been single?" and I'd be like, "A fucking decade." They'd be like, "Oh my God, how did you do it?"
Was it that long?
Yeah.
Yes, the friend love, yes, but I think it's also a lot of self love. Like you can do the self love thing, and it's like, okay to be alone, and it's okay to.
I valued myself way too much because like people would ask me out and I'd be like, but I'm not attracted to them. I don't want to be with them. I have no. You know what? And then I just wouldn't go out with them because I'm just like ew. Like
the ADHD is like me trying to talk over you, but no, like shout out to your man because I'm like not surprised, okay, but I feel like most times that anybody gets in a relationship, like some shit will come up, and I feel like you haven't complained about him, like to where it's like, he's a good guy, and I'm surprised, like I'm like, damn, like I'm, you fucking got in a relationship and it's like worked out well. I feel like that shit is unheard of.
I mean, when we started dating, I just thought he was like the cutest person in the world. So like, and then I had been like single for so long that I was kind of like, I'll just take what I can get. Like I was just like, if I get played, like fuck it, at least he's pretty.
I low key, that's how I feel like I was feeling. No, I don't know. Last year I was trying to date. I feel like I took time for myself and I was trying to date, and then like, I got into some situations with some guys, and I feel like right now I'm just at the point where I just wanted to be single for a while, at least like at least
Until
half
you like
at
somebody.
least half of the year. No, not even until I like somebody, dude, because I like somebody this year. I told you like the relationship I was in. And I really feel like when I'm in a relationship, like I don't want to say that I don't prioritize myself because I do. Now I do. I learn to prioritize myself. Like, no matter what, I go to the gym, no matter what I'm trying to work on, the things I have to do. But I think that I still prioritize the relationships that I have with guys. And sometimes that's a setback. Like, instead of me using that time that I'm using in trying to be in a relationship, I could be using that time for something else. Not that I don't want to be in a relationship or that it's a bad thing to like invest your time in a guy that you like, but like I just think I need a little while to myself right now. Like I tried it and I got hurt again. It wasn't crazy. I wasn't crying every day like the last time cuz that time,
It was just like, like
whoa.
I guess kind of like, oh, like you're looking forward to something, and then just like disappointment is always disappointment,
It
no
was
matter
just
what way it
like
comes, it's always disappointing.
I don't know what yeah, it was just like I really gave it a try and I really wanted it to work because I liked them and as I got to know them, it just obviously didn't work out. But I don't know if I have it in me right now to give all of that to like anybody. Like, I think I want to just take some time to myself and I want to have fun and that's it. I don't want to get into my feelings. I want to block that out. Maybe I don't know, some people would be like, that's not a good thing, but I want to just focus on like this and work and stuff for a while before I dive back in. I need some time. Just like after the last relationship I was in, I didn't take that long. I took some months to myself and then I got back into dating. I think this time is just not I'm easy, like you can get me easily. Like I'm not gullible, but it's like if you fucking make me feel like you like really like me and shit, like I'm gonna go there and
Yeah.
I just don't want to do that right now. I feel like I'm doing good on my own and just like focusing on myself. I think I did good last year. It's crazy. I feel like I look back and I'm like 2 or 3 years ago, like everything I'm doing now is just, and not even like, I don't think I'm doing great, but I want it to be like here a few years ago.
Mm.
And it took me a long time to get here. So I feel like I don't want to ruin it. Like I feel like I'm on a good route. I feel like, things are like finally falling into place for me. Like things I would literally be like, damn, I wish I was doing that. I'm doing that now. So I'm like, let me just keep doing this because if I fucking go like somebody, I don't know what's gonna happen, girl. There's not gonna be no more podcast episodes anymore. I'm gonna be busy.
But the right person would not take that away from
That's true. That's true. I feel like but also a lot of people when I date them and they find out that I talk about my life, on here, it's like they're like scared that I'm gonna say something or
you.
whatever.
Just don't do anything bad, and then you won't have anything bad to say.
And honestly, I'm gonna talk about it though. I am. Like I might be keeping it up my sleeve for right now. All the things that have been happening the past few months, I'm gonna talk about them eventually. But it feels good. Like now that I'm free right now, I feel like when I'm with somebody, I'm so restricted. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I don't want to say this. I don't want to say that. I don't want to talk about this, that, whatever. And also because like the last two relationships I've been in have been like open poly relationships, which is new to me, but it's, how I'm going to keep doing relationships. But I feel like I'm also just very like, I don't want to hurt anybody else's feelings, or what if they're like seeing somebody else or whatever, and I don't want them to like see this, but I don't got to worry about that anymore. So only hit me up if you want to have some fun and you're open minded. For like the next 6 months, I'm gonna be off of the dating scene. My first episode in this podcast was I'm dating, and like we're like 2 episodes in. Like, no, I'm not dating anymore. Fuck that. Honestly, I don't know. It's hard out here, LA. The dating life, the all of that is
I
like
I mean, with that, like, I just feel like it's. I kind of don't agree with that. They're like, I can't find someone in LA. It's like Los Angeles is like one of the biggest cities in the world. Like if you can't find someone here, it's because you're actively like trying to not find someone here. Like, yeah, go to fucking Ohio and find someone there. Then like I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
I have a friend that's literally from a small ass village in the Philippines, and she was just like, I can't date there because I'm literally related to like 70% of the people there. So like, if you want to talk about like having a hard time dating, like, where are you gonna go?
That's
gonna be
fucking
easier.
hilarious. I don't know. I wish I didn't feel like that. Like I wish, but my experiences all of last year, every single guy I dated was a fucking liar. A liar. Like I like people being honest. You could literally just be like, I just want to fuck you. And I'll be like, you're fine. Fuck it. Let's go. You know what I mean? But you don't got to be like, I like you so much. Like, oh my God. Like, I'm so happy that I met you. I just want to be with you. Like, be my girlfriend. I just want to fucking have a family with you. Like, move in with me. And then just be bullshitting the whole time.
Yeah, and I feel like you've had a lot of people like that just go from like one extreme to the other.
Like, I don't understand. I don't, it doesn't click in my brain why somebody goes that far in like the bullshit.
I guess it works with some people. Like they probably do it because it's worked before.
You know, the other time I was driving to my cousin's house in Vegas and I went with like a friend and I was talking to him and he literally said like we do that. Like we emotionally like if I get the girl to like me, she's going to fuck me better. That's what he said. Like, and I'm like, you mother effers. I'm not gonna push the button. But I'm like, that's so fucking sick and crazy that men are like, if I get this bitch to like me for real, she's gonna suck my dick better. Fuck you guys.
And for me, that gives me the ick when people are just like, when they don't know me and they're just like, oh, I like you so much. I'm just like, ew, like, why? Like, no, like, I don't like you. Like, why the fuck would you like me? Like, yeah, like, that's a lie.
I feel like that's not ever how it starts for me, though. It's never like I like you so much. It's just like we date and then they're cool. Then we start like hooking up, sleeping over, dating. Then it's like, I like you. I want to be with you. La la la. And then I'm like, the last relationship I got in, I was even like, fuck, like, I was debating, like, do I want to be with this guy? And he just convinced me. He was like, give it a try. Like, you know, like, we could talk about this. I'm down for all the hard conversations. And guess what? When it was time for the hard conversations, he didn't want to have them. So then why the fuck do you, like, say that? You know, especially, well, for me, you know? Like I consider myself polyamorous, okay? And I don't, whatever. A lot of people might not understand that. I feel like, oh my fucking God.
Fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah, but you did found the stuff out of it, so.
Well, because that's what my mom would like.
Yeah.
Want me to call him.
Okay, we're having technical difficulties. We're gonna wrap it up because I don't know what's going on with my camera. It keeps turning off. We're gonna try to wrap this up. Yvonne says she has a few questions for me.
Okay, so think of all your friends, right?
Uh-huh.
And maybe your acquaintances.
Uh-huh.
You're all stuck in a mountain together.
In a mountain?
Yeah, deserted mountain. Who do you think will be the first person to suggest cannibalism?
Nobody?
Really?
Out of all my friends?
Yeah. And acquaintances. I mean, I guess that's like the good answer, but
I can't imagine
any of them being like, oh, we should eat someone.
No, I feel like I would probably be like, let's eat the animals or like but like each other.
You're in a frozen mountain, yeah.
Or like if it's like snowing.
Yeah, there's no animals around.
Nah, I don't know. I feel like in those kind of circumstances, like you just never know who's gonna fucking like just start acting crazy. Like,
I mean, I guess it's good that you don't have anyone in mind. All right. So, if you could be friends with one fictional character, who is it, and why is it Dominic Toretto?
Dude, did you see the fucking news recently
No.
about like one of his assistants is suing him because he jacked off in front of her? I'm like, that's my fucking dream. Like, she's suing him. I wish he would jack off in front of me. I don't know. I love him.
Well, that's Vin Diesel. We're talking about Dominic.
I mean, yeah, I love his character. I feel like that's why I like Vin Diesel. I don't know what it is. When I was younger, I just like fell in love with that,
You're like, "That
the Fast and the
fucking
Furious
man."
saga. I I I think he's fine. I feel like that was like my I was like aiming for that. That was like my type of man when I was younger, like a super like manly, rough, like street car into cars. Didn't care if you're gonna get down with somebody. Fucking his voice though.
Yeah. And he had a girl that
I'm in your face. Like that part of the movie, you know what I'm talking about? Where he's like fighting
Yeah.
Brian and he pushes him in the car. Damn, that's like that I don't know. The Fast and the Furious, I love him. I wish I don't know. I wish he wasn't married.
But good for him for being loyal. If he is, I guess if jacking off doesn't count as cheating. All right. So last question. Think about famous BFFs in pop culture. Who would we be?
Famous BFFs in pop culture. There's not that many.
Like Paris and Nicole. What shows?
They're
do
not
you
best
watch?
friends no more.
Well, at some point they were.
Okay, did you hear about? Okay, let me bring this
Kylie
up.
and Jordan.
No, because we would never. We wouldn't never do nothing with nobody's
Lizzie
man.
McGuire and Miranda.
I'm thinking, okay, look, I'm not saying that we're Taylor Swift and Selena, but I thought about them just because of the recent rumor. Did you see how they were saying that she was telling Taylor at the thing where she's like, "Oh, Timothy didn't want to take a picture with me," and then she came out and said, "I told Taylor that two of my friends hooked up." And everybody's saying, like, why would you say that to her at the fucking, well, where was it that they were at? Like, some awards or some shit? Like, they were like, regardless, that's a weird place to, like, tell Taylor about you hooking up with your friends. That's weird vibes. I love Selena.
I would tell my friends that information at a fucking church. Like
I know.
that tea. Like
I know. I was like, I would probably tell them anywhere.
yeah.
I feel like I always tell you the tea for sure. I'm like, do you know this or that or whatever? If you tell me anything, she's gonna probably know about it.
And
Like she's
no
like her and
additional
Francia.
details.
Is that what?
And get additional details.
I mean you're probably like the person you are Francia. If
I
I
actually
like
have some tea that I've been like holding for like 2 weeks or like 3 weeks because I haven't been able to talk to you freely.
Tea?
So I'll tell you after.
I'm thinking of like who else there is that are like best friends.
Let's see. Well, yeah, just think of like movies that you like and characters. I mean, I would say like Ilana and Abby, but I don't think you watch Broad City.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Carrie and her 4 friends from Sex and the City.
Oh damn, which one am I from the Sex and the City? I'm like
Mm.
a mixture of Samantha and Carrie.
Probably.
Because Carrie's like the remember the movie? She's like doing a podcast, but then Samantha's the whore.
Yeah.
That's me. Me is a mixture of them. Do you think I'm a whore?
You don't get paid for it. I mean, I guess now you do, but like, you don't. You didn't get paid for it while you were being your whoriest, I guess, or sluttiest.
That like doesn't offend me, like the whore, slut, all of that. It doesn't offend me, but I feel like that's like the one name that I get.
I don't care if anyone's a whore as long as they're nice. Like, be a whore, be a slut, as long as you treat the person next to you good. Like,
I also
that's
think there's
not
a like
bad
there's
thing.
like a line, right? Like if you're like a whore where it's like a problem, like if you're letting it affect your life somehow
Then you
because
need
all
to
you
have-
care about is dick.
Well, that's not even being a
Maybe.
whore. That's just like being like just obsessed. Like, you know, like if someone's obsessed with one dick, that doesn't make them a whore. That just makes them stupid. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I got obsessed with it. What is this? Anyways, okay. Is there anything we have to say to wrap this up before my camera dies? We need to figure this camera problem out because I don't know. It's like every time that we record, something goes wrong.
Okay, well, I saw this quote from a
Uh-huh.
book that I didn't read, but if you guys have read it, then
What
great.
book is it?
Fahrenheit 451.
Oh, I've heard. Wait, didn't we read that in like fucking high school?
Maybe you did. I didn't read it in my class.
I
But
think
that
so.
was one of the readings. Yeah.
Uh huh.
So hey, it starts. Why is it? He said one time at the subway entrance. I feel I've known you so many years. Because I like you, she said, and I don't want anything from you. I feel like that's how my at least with my friendships. It's just like I don't want anything from my friends. I just want them. I just want their friendship, and I feel like that's why it works.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I don't like when I have friends. Like, I feel like a lot of people they like to do things so that they could feel like they're a good person. Like, oh, I did, but they like to bring it up, like, oh, I did this or I did that or whatever. And I hate that. It's like, we've probably as friends like all like we've done a lot of shit for each other. Like Yvonne's done a lot of shit for me, my other friends have done a lot of shit for me, like over time. We've been friends for so long. But I think if you're somebody that tries to hold it over somebody's head, like, and you bring it up, like if you're arguing like, why fucking did this and this and that, that is just like not my vibe. Because it's like I do everything out of just like the kindness of my heart, like if because I want to, not because of a reason, not because I expect anything back. And I think that that's a big red flag. If you have a friend who's like
Keeping
only
tabs.
doing things for you, if you do things for them, or if they're keeping tabs, or if they're bringing it up, or if they're any kind of that, that is not a good thing. I don't think you want to be around anybody who's like that. Dude, I'm looking at my notes. We didn't even talk about me going to the sex club.
Well, yeah.
I didn't.
Conversation for the next episode.
Yeah, it was nothing crazy, but I guess we'll save it for the next one. I have like a bunch of notes. Pick me's. We were talking about pick me's last time and about how we hate pick me girls.
Yeah, they're not my friends usually. Or if they are my friends, I will tell them that they're being a pick me girl, and I'll be like, you sound.
It just irritates me because it's like, why are you trying to put other women down, or like putting other girls down isn't gonna like make your fucking light shine brighter. It's not gonna make guys like you more just because you're calling somebody a whore because whatever the fuck. Anyways, I feel like, you know what? This is the third episode and we haven't talked about Palestine at all, which I don't want to get into it too much, but I'm definitely on the Free Palestine movement, and if you don't like that, then I don't know what to say.
It's weird to feel so powerless against something and just watching something horrible unfold in front of you and just feeling like what can I do, and just thinking of so many people that have the same sentiment, and that's still not enough.
You're in 2024 and something like that is still going on. Sometimes I'm like, when I bring it up to people and they're like, like, they'll just like kind of brush it off. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I can't even imagine, like, that happening here. Like, if that was happening here in the US, everybody would be losing their fucking shit. But because it's happening somewhere and we have the privilege of like not, having to worry about that happening to us is just.
Because like for other things, people are just like, oh, like you can blame the fact that the world wasn't as, I guess, not united, but that you didn't have access to other parts of the world. And like when you heard something horrible happened, you get that to say like, oh, well, we didn't know. But at this point, it's like, no, we all know. And still nothing's getting done.
We fucking grew up reading about the fucking, like Jewish genocide or whatever the fuck. And it's like, we grew up and we're like, oh my God, like reading about everything that happened, like thinking that was never again in life gonna happen. And not even just Palestine, but I've read about so many other shit like Congo, like the shit that they're fucking going through and putting kids through. Things going on in the world. And I just wish that we were more, like powerful to be able to help. Fucking Free Palestine, ceasefire. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up. Is that all? Do we have any more questions?
No questions. I just want to say that I really like being your friend for all these years. It's been very easy.
Same. The real ones know. I mean, all my friends too. Like I couldn't ask for better friends. The couple of people that I've grown up with and have stuck around. Even if we don't see each other all the time or whatever, like I feel like we're gonna be friends forever.
It's been that like even though I see it less of you like physically, I feel like the way that you've been growing and opening up, like we get more of you in a way.
That's interesting. I know. I feel like I'm more like open now because before I wouldn't even tell you guys stuff or what. I mean, I would, but like I would keep a lot of stuff to myself. And now I'm like open about it, and you guys are like, "What?" Okay, I'll see you guys next time. I hope that this episode turns out okay because the fucking camera cut off a bunch of times.